Hello, everyone, and welcome back to What's Your Favorite Scary Story? So today, I'm going to have a little bit of a different kind of episode for you in multiple ways. First of all, instead of just one story, I'm going to tell you like a story and a half. I had gotten this week's topic from my fiance's coworker, Mike. He had suggested the Los Angeles General Hospital. Well, I started doing some research, and it turns out there isn't a ton out there on this place necessarily being haunted, but it definitely does have kind of a dark past and a reputation nowadays. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of this place and one little spooky story about it. Well, I'm not going to tell you that part, because I actually have the person who experienced it here with me, so she's going to tell you. Surprise! Today I have my fiancée, Marlene, here on the podcast. Say hi, Marlene.
Yo, what's up? Thanks for, finally letting me talk, bro.
Introducing you to the world.
Yeah, introducing me. Yeah, it's nice to, I'm excited.
Good, you better be. Anyways, she is going to be here to listen to my stories today and perhaps give a little input as well, because she does actually work very close to both of the locations I'm going to talk about today. All right, are you ready? They can't see her nod. You need to say that you're ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
For the people.
I am.
Okay.
Sorry.
Here we go. Okay, so like I said before, this first story is going to be about the Los Angeles General Hospital. This building was constructed between the years 1927 and 1933. It is 20 stories high and literally 1 million square feet, which is crazy to me. It is actually the largest single hospital facility built west of Chicago. But not only is this place huge, but when they were building it, they paid great attention to the design. There are beautiful statues done by, bear with me, his name is Salvatore Cartano Scarpita, and they overlook the entrance to the building. And then the foyer of the building has these like really intricate murals painted on the ceiling done by the artist Hugo Ballin. These murals are of Asclepius, the Greek god of medicine, and his sons. So this facility is also notable for its relationship to the Chicano movement of the 1970s. You said like that you kind of knew about that, right?
From the Chicano movement?
Yeah, the protests.
Right.
So the building became the backdrop for a bunch of protests by Chicano groups because there were actually questionable sterilizations happening to more than 200 people that were mostly Latino and working class women. And they came to the hospital to deliver babies, and then there were questionable sterilizations. So They were protesting about that. And then also in the 1970s and 80s, there were some advocacy groups that were protesting in front of the hospital in hopes that the LA healthcare system would get better to address the HIV and AIDS epidemic going on at the time. But then in January of 1994, the Northridge earthquake struck. So that brought up a bunch of concerns about like safety codes and specifically those for hospitals. And so because of that, the new seismic safety law was signed into law later that year, which took the General Hospital out of compliance of earthquake and fire safety codes. And so they started to build a new building, which like the same company, they just started to build a new building for it. But that wasn't complete until 2010. And then all the patients were transferred over to the new building, which officially retired the General Hospital. So when they did make this move over to the new facility, the doctors were not given like any heads up at all. They were basically told they just like need to leave tomorrow and get out of there. They were told to leave everything behind, and everything they would need would already be at the new hospital because there wouldn't be time to like do it safely because there would have been inspections that would have needed to happen. And it was just cheaper to buy new stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was literally just like an apocalypse happened in the building, but like they were just moving.
Yeah.
Okay, so the original hospital does remain partially open today since the actual building does meet current seismic standards as long as it's not being used for a hospital. So the first 4 floors are used as offices for the new hospital building, as well as a wellness center, including offices for nonprofit organizations community outreach and classes for wellness activities, a dance studio, and a small YMCA. So this means that the higher 16 floors are not in use for anything. And as I mentioned before, everything was pretty much just left the way it was when they moved to the new building. Supposedly, it was just 24 hours of chaos. Offices were left full of books and coffee cups. Phones and computers are still plugged in and turned on. Cabinets are still full of patient info. And there's millions of dollars of high-tech equipment that are also just left there sitting around, and some of them are still turned on, too. So that is pretty much all the history I have for you on the General Hospital. The latest update for the building is that the upper floors might become units for affordable housing, but nothing is official as of now. But, as I said before, my guest here does have a little story about this place. So, Marlene, over to you.
Hi. So, technically, the General Hospital now is considered a historical landmark.
Oh,
so,
was it?
Yeah, so even, it's not earthquake safe anymore for anyone to really be in there, but they still technically can't tear it down. So
I saw something about like them wanting to do that, but I didn't realize it had been done.
Right. It's just a lot of the codes for them to pass them wanting to bring in like houseless people to like move them in there. It's kind of hard for them to like push that because it's not
a lot for them to have to put into it
right
for it to happen.
And right. So I think it's pretty cool too that it's been almost 100 years since it's been like
that's crazy.
Built and opened and stuff, because you said 1933.
1933 is when it opened.
When it opened, and it was I think it was like technically officially abandoned in 2008, and it's mostly abandoned now because they also do have a sheriff's station in there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean it's probably just really small, but they have it to kind of guard the whole building itself, because there are some doors in there and rooms that have been bolted shut that they don't want like people to walk into. So the first 4 floors are mostly occupied by the sheriffs too, keeping guard. And the hospital that's connected to that is the USC hospital, which they bring like doctors and nurses to train in there too. It's connected to the USC campus because it's about like 10 to 15 minutes away from it. Yeah, it was it was used as a teaching hospital, which technically it still is. And I think one of my favorite parts from that hospital was that it had, or I guess it still has, right, an operating theater.
Oh yeah, no, that's where the because it started off as a teaching hospital like back in the day, and so it's basically like a viewing gallery for like the medical students to like watch the surgeries and learn from them. It's like it's crazy because it's all like open,
right?
Because obviously, okay, I know you haven't seen Grey's Anatomy, but in the show Grey's Anatomy,
unfortunately, I'm sorry.
But like up in Grey's Anatomy, like they're sitting like up like that, but they're in like a glass box. It's like a box at like a hockey game.
Oh no, this place is like open.
It's literally just like
it's like I
stands.
Right, I like
floor.
to compare it to like the Hollywood Bowl kind of thing,
but like little,
but
like a room.
Of course, that's just a room, a Hollywood Bowl in the room.
It is really steep too.
It is very steep, and those and then like I just want to also like touch base on what you said like in the beginning of how beautiful this hospital is. Like it's so gorgeous. Like honestly I didn't know about the paintings inside.
Yeah, like they don't make stuff like that anymore.
No, but the architectural like
like significance of
yes, like it's beautiful, and that's honestly my favorite part of being able to walk out of the door from where I work, and that's the first thing I see is just like a view of the hospital. There's palm trees.
Right.
It's so beautiful, but it's still pretty creepy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of seeing things, like I know if you might have some more things to talk about.
I do,
but you do have a story.
I do have a story. So, Mike and I, shout out to Mike, yo.
Hi, Mike. You're the best. Thank you.
So, we like to go outside, outside of the building just to kind of take a breath, take, a couple of minutes outside because we work a lot of hours.
You put in the work.
We put in the work.
You need some fresh air.
We do need some fresh airs and some nice views, And I remember it was a Friday and we were just ready to leave. So I told Mike, I usually try to get Mike to come out with me to, just enjoy the sunset at least. Mm-hmm. And the sun was still out. You can still clearly see colors. It wasn't that dark. The sun was setting, and I just like looking at the hospital. It's a beautiful view, like I said. And at the very top of this building, I see the darkest shadow figure that, like, light cannot penetrate it. Oh. It's just a figure of a human, pitch black. And the weirdest part is that it was standing on the corner edge of the top of the building. So at this point, I was like, dude, do you see that? I'm pointing at it. Mike, do you see that? He's like, actually, yeah, what is that? I don't know. What is it? And so the both of us, we were trying to, I caught a video of it. Like, I have a picture of it because everything else around it, you can see its color. You can see the color of the trees, the building, the sky, except that figure there.
And you said it was, like, out on, like, the corner of the building, right?
The corner, so the corner of the building.
It's, like, not, like, hidden in, like, shadows or anything.
I was expecting...
It shouldn't be pitch black like that.
I was expecting if it was a person.
Right.
I thought they were going to jump, honestly. God. But it just... It didn't move like a human. It just kind of moved back and down, and it just kind of disappeared. Like in a backwards kind of, how do you explain that?
Like just kind of like shifted backwards from the ledge, or
right, and it's kind of like it moved into the roof, like it.
Because you think they would like kind of turn around and look for their footing of where to go,
right? Yeah, no, and so I tried to dismiss it as like a worker. Maybe it was a worker up there or something. But why would they be standing on
That's a weird thing to do.
That corner of the building, of the roof there.
And why were they pitch black? I can't get past that part.
Yeah, I'm telling you, light could not, it was like light was, it was just soaking in the light. Like there was nothing reflecting off of it. And then shortly after that, we saw the same thing, but 2 times. Kind of like there's a break. There's kind of a square, I guess, room. I guess you can explain it
because sometimes on roofs there's different levels. Is that what you're talking about?
Right.
And so it's kind of just I guess you could kind of call it a courtyard type thing up on a roof, maybe.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah, and it looks like it kind of breaks into that wall kind of breaks open.
There's a taller part to the roof that you can't necessarily get on top of that, but so it's kind of makes different levels up on the roof.
Right. So there's some weird roofless room up on the so and there's a crack that it looks like you can kind of walk into that room. And in there you just kind of see it's because I'm talking about the video, right, that I took,
right,
and we saw basically a shadow, the same shadow just run past the crack and another one following it.
Why are they running?
But yeah, it was
stationary ghosts are scary enough.
We were creeped out, just to say the least. We were what the heck is that?
We'll have to put that video on the Instagram. So
yeah, I totally. I
and
a
picture.
Have it. Yeah, I have the picture.
And random. But speaking of which, I've also had requests to see that Like, you got that picture from the Winchester house?
I do.
I was telling people about that video that you found later. We'll just put that on the Instagram because that one is creepy.
I also showed Mike that one too, and he was like, dude, that's definitely something. Like,
it was so creepy.
It is very creepy. And
yeah, I'll put everything on the Instagram.
Yeah,
because
you have
it's
to
cool and people
show
should
the
see
people.
it.
Yeah, that's pretty. It's you're gonna poop your undies, bro. So
gross. Anyways, did you have anything else to talk about the General Hospital besides creepy shadow men running on roofs?
No. I mean, just the General Hospital has seen lots and lots and lots of death. And it holds a lot of traumatic energy that you can't dismiss it as not haunted. Like, it's definitely...
Just because it's not documented
haunted
doesn't mean there's not something going on there.
Right. And, I mean, it's still a working building, and
right.
They don't really like to talk about...
Yeah, they don't want that reputation to be out there.
Right,
because they don't do tours or anything
especially if they're trying to build it into something else.
Yeah.
They're not going to say it's haunted, but
yeah, that's true.
If I don't know, if the homeless live in there, I mean, that would be great, but I don't know how they'll take a good haunting, but
yeah.
All power to them, but yeah.
So thanks for your story.
Yeah, of course.
Added some oomph to the topic.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And
you're not going anywhere. We have another story.
Oh.
You didn't know?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about two places here.
Right.
Okay,
sorry.
So moving on. Okay, so this is actually our main story for today, and it takes place just a short 10 minutes away from the General Hospital, which is why I chose it. I figured it's a good second choice.
Yeah, of course.
So this is the story of the Linda Vista Hospital. It was established in 1904 as the Santa Fe Coastlines Hospital, and it was dedicated to servicing the employees of the Santa Fe Railroad. In 1924, the hospital was greatly expanded, allowing for a larger staff and increased patient intake. In 1937, its name changed to Linda Vista Community Hospital. Originally, it was a thriving facility, but after the Great Depression and World War II, the hospital's success and reputation began to decline. East LA was turning into a not-so-nice area, and the number of violent crimes continued to increase. The hospital got less funding, which resulted in less staff to treat the influx of patients, which then led to the hospital's death toll rising. So just a lot of death going on already in this place. And then in the 1970s and 80s, the gangs of East LA sent many gunshot wounds and stabbings into Linda Vista. The area was getting worse, and so was the survival rate of the patients. In 1988, Linda Vista stopped accepting ambulances in their ER. The quality of care continued to get worse and worse as doctors would just move on to better hospitals, and the Linda Vista struggled to stay afloat.
Damn. That's actually,
yeah, they were just
really
jumping
sad.
shit. They were like, we're not even going to try. This hospital sucks.
Well, I'm sure they were also working, extra
crazy
hours.
Yeah, because it was just getting super violent up in there.
Yeah, damn.
So the hospital actually had a lot of unidentified patients, which a lot of those patients then eventually turned into John and Jane Does. They passed away and no one knew who they were.
Yeah, no one claimed them. And those people, they actually keep their bodies, the county keeps their bodies for 3 years.
I'm getting to that. just wait. So obviously they had no way of contacting the families of these patients. They did have a procedure in place for this circumstance. They would place the bodies in the morgue and then cremate them and keep them in the hospital in case of the chance of a loved one coming to get them. Except the hospital had an unusual amount of John and Jane Does. So after a while, it was too much for them to keep up with, and no one would ever come for the ashes, so eventually they just stopped collecting the ashes after each cremation, and a lot of people got mixed together.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's really messed up.
So what did they do with that then?
I don't know. It wasn't clear, but it just said, they just stopped, being more like as on top of things, and people got mixed together, and they probably just like got rid of it.
No,
like,
or they probably buried it, because they keep it for 3 years, and then once they're not claimed, they do a mass funeral.
Oh dang!
Yeah,
really?
they hold.
Never heard of that.
They hold mass funerals of, it regarding every religion that these people were. So they have, a Jewish funeral. They have a Catholic funeral.
How do they know what religion they were?
I honestly, I don't know. I don't know if it's a part of a census kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe some of them die with tattoos representing their religion, or
because what if
a
they're
necklace?
What if they're an atheist and they don't want anything like that done for them?
Right. I'm sure they're just recognizing the ones that they can recognize.
They know, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's for everyone.
I mean, this place was mixing people's bodies together, so I'm not sure if maybe they were getting around the rope somehow.
They just threw him in the Santa Monica Pier. Yeah. They threw him off the Santa Monica
They
Pier.
took him to Disneyland and put him in the Pirates.
Probably,
right?
yeah. That's why it smells so nice in there.
Yeah, that's what... Okay. Anyway. So, in 1991, the hospital's last patient checked out of Linda Vista. So many people believed that the hospital closed due to lack of funds, but there are rumors that I believe that the unusually high death rate was due to mistreatment and abuse, and that's why it was closed down.
That's so sad. I hate that.
There was actually allegations that family members made, but they didn't make them until years later, and there was never any investigations conducted at all.
Because you should speak up.
As soon as you have any
yeah.
hint that something's not right.
Yeah, and I bet
something, say something.
Right. I guess it's not so easy for some families and others, because language barrier. It's East LA. There's
true.
A lot of Latinos there, so it just makes me so sad.
Well, and
I hate
sure
things like that.
It's just the same with everything. It's oh, these people that have they've had horrible SA happen to them, but there's reasons they don't speak up, and
right.
Yeah, they're getting blamed for not speaking up, but then they do, and they're oh, she just is saying that.
Yeah, she's making it up. Yeah, no,
something's wrong.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's sad, but I mean, this is a spooky podcast, so there's gonna be some not so great things that happen.
Right. That's
welcome
what we're here
to
for.
the podcast, babe.
What's your scary story?
Oh, and she messed it up already.
What's your favorite scary story? Story.
Okay, moving on. So obviously this place is haunted. Many believe it is from the spirits being trapped after they were just super disrespectfully cremated. She's really choked up about it, you guys. She just can't get over it. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry.
Don't choke more.
Babe, I'm so sorry.
I don't believe you.
I am.
She looked at me so genuinely. I believe you.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so obviously haunted, disrespectful cremations. The hospital is known to have 3 main spirits. One is of a little girl who supposedly died on an operating table, and because of that, she is usually seen in the surgical room. And then there's another spirit seen of an orderly who used to work in the hospital, and he died unexpectedly while he was working, on the clock. And so he's seen just still making his rounds.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
That would be the
That's
worst way to die.
Oh my God, you're right.
At work.
He was probably planning on quitting and trying to find a better job, and then he just never made it out.
Dude, I would haunt everybody there
forever.
I would hate everybody. That would suck. Dying at work? No.
I refuse.
Nope, I refuse.
Okay. Yeah, so if one of us dies at work, then the other one has to say to the authorities, don't declare her dead until she is on the sidewalk when you bring her out. What?
I'm unless, we get,
Oh, workers' comp?
Right.
But, extreme, because
extreme
it's
workers'
death?
comp, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
If it would, make me set for the rest of my life, I guess, you'd have to take the L.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool.
Okay.
I mean, I still, Yeah.
You still gotta buy me dinner even after you die, babe.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, I don't want to tie at work. Actually, no.
Same. You're right.
Yeah, no, that'd be awful.
We'll find another way to sue somebody and get some money.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
We'll just slip and fall at a grocery store or something.
And we're gonna die from that?
Wait, I hope not.
Okay, so we're gonna die in bed of old age, okay?
Ideally, yeah.
All right.
After like a big ass dinner.
Oh, we're like planning our death now?
Yeah. You know, we're just having like a nice Sunday afternoon. You know, the carne asada is going. And I just drink like 2 beers. And, you know, I'm old. I'm in my 90s and stuff. And, you know, my body just gives up at night.
From the carne asada and the beers?
Sure.
I'm like, but I knew there was something wrong with that meat.
I'm 90,
I shouldn't have let her eat it.
Yeah. But old, you know?
Old.
Yeah, like
at
90.
At the very end.
Yeah, like 99 or something.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, we'll Betty White it.
Yeah.
Rip.
Love you, Betty. Okay, so the last spirit people tend to see is a young woman who paces back and forth on the 3rd floor. It is not clear who this woman is, but people just keep seeing her. And so I'm just going to go over like kind of normal occurrences that happen there usually. People will hear voices and footsteps. There will be strange smells. Doors will shut on their own. Lights will flicker. People will hear a girl calling for help. And a lot of the time, people just have that feeling that, like, you're not alone, you know?
Like someone's watching.
Yeah, like you're looking around your shoulder.
So are those considered, like, residual? Residual?
No, so residual, it's like that, like, also, like, the orderly would be residual, because he's kind of just living in
his
like,
day-to-day life.
His day-to-day life, just reliving that. But these seem more intelligent because they're, like, shutting doors, you know, and, like, talking to people and stuff. Yeah, so, I mean, like, some of them, like, you know, the strange smells, that could be residual because it was a hospital, so it probably didn't smell great all the time.
Right.
But yeah, just spirits in general tend to emit weird smells sometimes.
Right. Well, yeah.
But yeah, so supposedly the most haunted room is 323, and this is definitely intelligent, not residual. It is said that there might be a demonic entity that stays there.
Whoa. So you said 323, right?
Yeah.
So 323, 3 plus 3, 6, which is 9, plus 2 is 9.
Nope.
6, 7, 8. Oh, fuck. Yo, this fucking send me back to preschool, bro.
Were you gonna go for like your life path number?
No, it wasn't a life path number. But
what's
if it's
9?
Well, I was just thinking like it's. No, it doesn't matter anymore. Actually, I thought I was right. I was wrong.
You were wrong.
I was totally fucking wrong.
You're cute though, so
well,
that makes up for something.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Do you want to marry me?
I mean, I'd be down.
Like,
is that crazy?
No.
Okay. I mean, we can go after this. I'm free. I don't have any plans.
Oh,
do you have plans?
I did.
I mean, could you try and get out of them, or?
I mean, I'd have to make a couple calls, but.
I mean, no, it's fine. You know what? It's fine. Let's just no.
No. It's cool.
No, if you're you.
I can try to call him.
Too much trouble for you. You know, we can just forget about it.
What?
Can I tell you about room 323?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so that is 8.
That adds up to 8.
Okay.
Remember that.
Yes, thank you.
And yeah, there's a demonic entity in that room. And there have been reports of growls and people being scratched and even assaulted while in that room. Like
grabbed and thrown against the wall.
Yeah,
kind of thing,
like
scratched.
Yeah, like scratched and like pulled on and shoved. Like that's when it gets scary. Like I know like people can have scratches show up on them or like feel their hair getting tugged.
Right.
But like I don't want someone attacking me. That's crazy.
That's like poltergeist kind of thing.
That's like yeah. It's like paranormal activity like status when the woman was getting like dragged down the floor.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty intense.
Yeah. So But yeah, that's room 323. Sounds like the scariest one, so we should never go into that room. I don't think we'd have the chance.
I feel like that's expected, though. Like, I feel like every haunted place would have a, like, very demonic...
I mean, yeah, like, think of how much, like, horrible built-up energy, like, that's, like, what they talk
trauma.
about being, like, what's called an egregore is when just so much, like, energy is put into a place that it kind of creates, like, an evil energy.
And it's people visiting this place that are bringing the energy.
Yeah,
right?
because they know
and
they like know what happened there, so they're like, oh, this place must be like crazy haunted and messed up.
Right.
So they kind of might, because it's like, why would there be a demon at this like hospital?
Right.
You know, they probably just created something like out of what they know about that place. Like before, it probably was just like the traumatized patients that were there, or maybe even like people that have passed on that used to just be family of people that were in that hospital.
Yeah.
And
you know, with these hospitals downtown, you know, it's LA, you know, there's a lot of, you know, a lot of Hollywood going on, a lot of elite, you know, people there hanging out. So there's like a conspiracy of like these hospitals being used to harvest organs.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, so I mean, we can get to this another day, another time, another podcast. But yeah, that's kind of, because you know, like even the general hospital, I don't know if you've seen pictures of some of the rooms with literal blood stains, like left, like iron red blood stains on the floor of the surgical rooms. And it's like, what? How does that even... How?
I think it's like there is like blood, but then there is also just like it's just been abandoned, and so it could be like.
But
like
is that not?
rust
Is
and
that?
stuff. But no, yeah, it's creepy.
Like,
it's
that's
creepy.
really creepy.
But yeah, like I mean, remember how many John and Jane Does they had die?
Right.
Like, why do they have so many people they don't know who they are dying?
Yeah.
I wonder if like they didn't die on accident. You know,
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
So imagine that. Imagine you didn't actually die because you were sick, but because they killed you. So of course, my spirit would definitely be there, being like, "What the fuck?" Like, sorry, like, "What the heck?" You know, like, what is this? Like, why am I like this? I just had an earache. You know.
God. Or yeah, it could be people that like, you know, don't have like a home, but they just like wanted help, and so that's why they were a John or Jane Doe, and so the hospital was like, "Yep, this is a perfect person. Yeah, right. No one's gonna care." Oh God, the world is corrupt.
Yeah. Well, you never know. You know, maybe we're. I don't know.
No, we don't know, but it's possible. Anyways. So due to all those like awful cremations that they were doing, this happened in the boiler room. So obviously the boiler room is a hotbed for activity too. And when people enter this room, they get like strong feelings of desolation and depression. They'll like stagger around holding their head, and they just feel like all the energy has been drained from their body. So.
That just sounds like me roaming around my room after work every day.
You like try to get out of bed and you can't like walk right because of your back.
Yeah.
And you just stagger.
I just need my walking stick.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I have some stories per usual of stuff that's like gone down in this place. This is a story from a worker in that building. Like I think he like works there now kind of thing. So him and a friend were hearing unexplainable sounds that they presumed were from a spirit. They then asked the spirit to knock on a wall, and then they heard a knock. Then they asked the spirit for more knocks and to make them louder. The spirit complied. So they wanted to like figure out where the knocks were coming from, so they followed like around like until they got louder and they could tell where it was coming from. And they found the room that it sounded like the knocks were in. And the man goes, "Is this the room you're in?" For some reason, whatever was knocking didn't like that he called them out, and things got a little more intense. Instead of knocks this time, they heard a really loud scratch down the wall. and then they both heard a growl in their ears.
That is crazy.
Like, actually thinking about that happening gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, because, like,
it's like they were luring them in or something.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm surprised they, like, came out, like, unscathed.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Like, something on them.
Yeah, but that's creepy. Like, actually, like, hearing something.
Like not just...
ear.
Yeah, it's in your ear. It's not, like,
Yeah.
off in the room or something. It's, like, right there. Like, the thing came up to your body.
Right.
And whispered in your ear. Ugh. Yeah, so... That's that story. Well, oh, and then think about it, like, that was a worker in the hospital, and I bet you, like, any patients that are stuck here aren't going to have any good views of, like, an employee at the hospital.
Right.
And they probably can't, like, tell the difference of who this guy is. They were just like, oh, he's in a uniform, like, he's part of why I'm here, or something like that. Thing. Okay, so this story, I don't know if I believe it. It's, like, a little too good to be true, and it's from, like, a group of kids, I guess. They, like, bribed a security guard to let them in late one night.
It's Mike and his friends.
You said he was in there.
He was in there.
This sounds like him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because he, you know, he's always skateboarded his whole life. Mm-hmm. So, like, he and some of his skateboard buddies... I'm sorry, Mike, I can't remember if you guys stayed the night, but they recorded it, and he says that they kind of caught a little something.
Why
you know?
have I not heard of this yet?
Well, you know, we just brought it up to him. So, but yeah, I mean, if I can get, like, some of the footage that they've gotten, we'll put it up on that Instagram too.
Definitely. So yeah, they bribed the security guard to, like, let them in at night. And as soon as they were walking in, they heard a little girl laughing and running behind them. And then when they turned around, they saw caution tape moving.
What the heck?
And then when they got to the 8th floor, they saw a tall, dark figure standing in the window. And as soon as they went to, like, move the flashlight over to see it, it, like, jumped out of the way.
Damn.
And then one of the kids said, like, a snarky remark, and immediately got hit in his leg so hard that he fell to the floor screaming in pain, and his flashlight flew out of his hand, and he went completely numb.
What the heck?
I'm like, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
I'm like, that's why I kind of am, like, second guessing it. But, like, if that happened, that's crazy, bro.
You know, I just feel like things like that would happen if you don't go in these places with equipment to capture it.
Yeah.
You know, like, I feel like...
Because they know. Yeah, they don't want to be recorded for some reason.
Like, whatever they are, it is, like, it's clearly intelligent. It knows to suck out energy from the batteries of the equipment you're using. So I really wouldn't doubt it if they didn't go in. You know, obviously everything's, you know, it's a story at the end of the day.
Yeah, the only people that know for sure are the people that were there.
Who experienced it. Yeah. So... But, I mean, we've done a couple of things that are pretty creepy, and, like, we've never just been to a place that is crazy with poltergeists.
Right.
Poltergeist activity like that, so, I don't know. It seems like it's not just seems like it's out of a movie, but it's... Yeah. I'm kind of 50-50 on it, you know? Like, I can believe it, and I can just call it BS. Right. I don't know. It's still pretty creepy,
That's why I just want to keep going to these places so I can, like, you know, experience something for myself.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so he went numb, but then once he was able to move again, they booked it out of there, because it's just a big old nope. And then as soon as they got to the first floor, they saw the little girl that they had heard earlier.
Damn.
Yeah, so I'm like, they had, like, all the activity.
Right.
It's crazy. It'd be cool if that was real. But, well, I mean, he got hit pretty hard, so that kind of sucks. But they were also being little delinquents.
Yeah.
Bribing their way in there. Hey, at least they didn't sneak in. They were like, hey, bro, we really want to see this place. Can you help us out?
Right, yeah.
You know. Okay, I think I have 2 more stories. No, 3, I think. I have a lot of stories for this place. So 2 investigators were walking around the surgical suite and coming around a corner, going from one room to the next, and there was a small room off to the side. One of the women put her hand on the doorknob, and just as she did, they started to hear a little girl humming. At this same moment, the doorknob was forcibly pulled from her hand and slammed against the back wall.
Damn.
As the door was bouncing back towards them, they saw a shadow figure in the room. Then they said it felt like an energy or force moved past them. And because since they were investigating, like, the entire incident, including all of, like, the sounds, was captured on audio.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't able to, like, find that, but that's pretty cool that they got all that. And, like, obviously you're going to be able to, like, hear their genuine reactions to it. But yeah, that one was crazy. Like, that's what's, like, so scary to me. Like, you're holding the door and then nothing just, like, snatches it from you.
Right.
Ugh. Okay, so this place is actually, like, really popular to be used for, like, film sets for, like, shows and movies and stuff. Like, so was the General Hospital. They actually used it for some of the episodes of General Hospital.
Yeah, they have. I do remember, like...
Yeah, so this story, it's about a film crew that was in there. And one of the people, like, on the crew decided that they were gonna give the set director, like, a little scare, kind of spook her out. And they knew the director was in this one certain room. So they went up to the door of the room and started, like, scratching on it. They heard the director scream on the other side, so they went to open the door to be like, gotcha, you know? But when they opened the door, the room was empty.
Oh, that is creepy.
Oh, and then the director, like, came up the stairs.
Damn,
afterwards.
no, that's so creepy.
Like a scream.
I'd be like, what the hell? We were trying to scare you.
Yeah, not just, like, muffled sounds, but, like, a scream from in that room. Yeah.
That's freaking creepy, dude. Wow.
Okay, so I got one more story. This story is from a previous caretaker of the hospital. When he was in his office one night, knowing that he was, like, the only one there, he saw a woman dressed as a nurse walking by on the 3rd floor and go into a copy room. He sat there in shock and could eventually hear the sounds of the old copy machine as if it was on and making copies. He asked the security guard to come over, which I would as well. I would not want to be alone. And as he came over, they both could see a light on in the copy room and still heard the sounds of the machine. The guard reached out to turn the door handle to, like, open the room. And all of a sudden, when he opened it, the lights turned off and the sound stopped. And when they opened the door, the room was empty.
Oh my gosh, I got goosebumps from that one.
It's like when two people see it, like, how do you deny that? Like, you see a full person and, like, you hear the sounds of like a specific copy machine.
No, I got goosebumps from that story.
Why is this poor nurse still making copies in her afterlife at this hospital?
You said it's intelligent, right?
No, that one's residual.
Oh,
but, like, poor girl just still be doing the most, like, mundane work ever in her afterlife.
That's what I'm saying. I would hate to get caught up at work.
Yeah.
And, like,
if I'm gonna be stuck at work, I want to be an intelligent spirit, so I can just, like, move cats around in the registers to, like, mess with the employees.
Yeah, and just to, like, scare people.
And punk on the Karens that come in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. That's exactly what I would do.
Just spook them out of the store so they leave
everybody
the employees
leaving
alone.
there.
Yep.
For the rest of time.
Okay, it's decided.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. But it's not gonna happen. I'm just saying, just in case.
That's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna be residual because we're not gonna be working these dang jobs for the rest of our lives.
No, I'm just gonna be there to be a jokester and just scare people
and get clothes for free. I'm still gonna be cute in my afterlife.
Yeah, I mean that'd be freaking great. I'd still go visit you.
You better.
Would be like what's the movie called? Ghost.
Oh, I never saw that. Is that where they do, like, the pottery and he's like around her?
I think that's what it's called.
I've never seen it.
Would just be like that. I'd just be trying on the clothes, and I'd only be able to see you through the mirror, you know, when I'm trying on my clothes. Wow, you look so good. Thank you, my love.
Yep, you know? That's exactly how it's gonna go down. I'm glad it's all planned out. But yeah, that was the Linda Vista Hospital. What do you think? You have any thoughts? Do you think it's haunted?
I mean, there's obviously more stories about Linda Vista that, you know, solidify its creepiness, the haunted, you know, activity in there. So, and these stories are pretty creepy.
Yeah.
I would like to go visit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So now, I forgot to like write this down here, but I do remember seeing that they actually turned part of it into like a senior citizen living complex.
Oh, you're right, Mike. I
So
think Mike
that's
did tell me
interesting.
that. Yeah, because Mike. I think Mike did mention that.
So, yeah, hopefully they're staying there in peace and not getting bothered too much.
Or like staying there a little too long, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's just kind of.
It's a little like it gives me the ick a little bit. I guess.
Yeah. That's exactly how I feel. I think.
I hope they're leaving them
like
alone.
Old people, bro. Yeah, that's kind of messed up. Yeah. Dang.
But yeah,
well,
it was still like a crazy, interesting story. I've like definitely heard of like the Linda Vista Hospital before, but I never really went into the nitty gritty of it. So
right,
it's crazy. That cremation story, like with the John and Jane Does. I hate it.
That's foul.
I hate it so much.
That's really foul.
But yeah, I hope you guys liked this. I know it was a little bit different, but I think it was pretty fun having you on here.
Well,
so
thank you. Yeah, I love a good scary story and sharing, like spooky experiences and all.
But yeah, you guys let me know if you like having like a guest on it. It kind of spices things up a little bit and makes it more interesting, I think,
right.
And to get like a second input. I think it was pretty cool.
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna have a voting section if you guys want me back on.
There is like a poll option I can put.
Bro. Yeah,
they can answer the poll.
The IG stories, right?
No, on Spotify.
Oh, on
you
Spotify?
Can do like, what do you think about this episode, and then you can put in like a poll, and people can answer the poll.
Is that? Can you put that on every episode?
Yeah.
Is that on every episode you have up right now?
No, because you have to put in like a specific like prompt.
Right.
But you can do it at like after you upload it, like before you schedule to publish it. You can say what you wanna. You can either have the question there or not. You can have the poll there or not. So.
Okay. Well, whether it's me or not, I think having guests would be like, really cool, kind of little thing to spice up.
Yeah, I definitely liked it for sure.
I had fun. I hope it's me.
Yeah.
I hope you guys pick me.
I vote you.
It's fun.
They're like, can we do a write-in?
Yeah, right.
The write-in vote.
It's like voting for president.
Yeah.
Just write me in. Just write me in the ballot. We're good. But babe, I'm so proud of you. I love all these podcasts that you have out right now. Like, they're the shit. I don't know if I can cuss on this, but
I think it's fine. We're adults.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you. I love that you're doing this. I see how passionate you are and how excited all this makes you. She's literally staying up all night to like get these things out for you. Like, that's why I try to push it every week that she, releases a new podcast, because I personally see the dedication and the love and the spookiness that she loves. She pours everything that she can into this, and I just love seeing her so passionate about something that she absolutely loves. And thank you for everyone who's supporting her and supporting, sending in stories for her to talk about. Because I only have so many, bro. Like, I need your guys' help too, but dude, please keep sending in the stories. We have some things lined up where we do want to visit a couple more scary places, and
yeah, I'm trying to convince her to do something really, really spooky. We're not going to tell you what it is.
Not yet.
When that happens, it's going to be a surprise.
It's going to be a surprise.
I'm manifesting it.
And it's 70, what is it, 70?
What are you saying?
Like, I'm leaning towards it.
Oh, like how much? Oh, it's gone up. I feel like it was 60-40 last time.
It was 60-40 last time. Now it's like 70-30.
Guys, I know you don't know what it is, but please help me get her on board. This is going to like make my life's dreams come true.
Yeah, and this is probably one of the spookiest things we've ever done.
It is.
In general.
It is.
Like, even if the Queen Mary is one of the most haunted places in the U.S.
No, in
the world, is it?
The world, yeah. But no, this will be the most spooky thing we are ever able to do.
We've ever done.
Ever will do. I'm like
probably.
sure of it. Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right.
But yeah, thanks for saying all those sweet things about me.
Of course.
I wouldn't be able to like do any of this without you. So big shout out to Marlene too, because she made this all possible, you guys.
Round of applause.
Yeah.
Well, I love you, babe. Thanks for having me.
I love you. Thanks for being here. But yeah, what she said, please send in your suggestions. I need all the suggestions. Just a reminder, you send them to whatsyourfavoritescarystory@gmail.com. But yeah, thanks for being here, and I'll talk to everyone next week. Stay spooky!